Somebody's sad. Somebody has been staying up a lot crying, feeling really fucking down. You're alone and you cry a lot at night. You can't sleep. You're thinking about a very hard situation in your life and it's bringing you down and it's hurting you bad. You deserve good things. And you need to know this, that whatever happened to you or didn't happen to you, that doesn't define who the fuck you are. You need to keep your focus on what you want. These people that stabbed you in the back, that does not define who you are. That just shows that you were putting too much energy into other people and you weren't watching out for yourself. When you get this, fuck them. You know, people can screw good people over. Do whatever you want, dude. But how many good people in this world are there? There's so little, you don't even have a friend right now. So even though you're hurting about what they did to you, you're still better. Do you know that? Do you know that you're still the better one? Even, it's not, oh, be the bigger person, walk away. It has nothing to do with that. We're talking about a universal decision. 3D, who cares what anybody on this earth thinks, you guys? And I know that sometimes it hurts us to hear that they don't like us. But we were fine, honestly, before we knew any of that. The only time that we're really bothered by shit is when we fucking find out. You're blossoming and you're moving forward. And this could be one of the reasons, honestly, why you're having a hard time with these people. They don't really like the fact that you're going in a different direction than what they want you to be. And they want you to not trust in your new path. They want you to doubt it. They want you to feel like you're not attractive. They want you to feel like your ideas are stupid. They want you to also spend all of your time and money, honestly, like dealing with the things that they need to take care of. Because they know that if they keep you restricted and limited, then you won't be able to move forward. And you have no idea, honestly, how much this person actually relies on you and how important you are. Because they don't treat you that way. You think that you're not doing enough or that you're not good enough for this person because they don't say thank you. But it's the complete opposite. Some people treat people like poop, you guys, because they do enough. They do the most for this person. They do more for this person than anybody else. And in their mind, they feel like if they were to tell you you're doing so great, or they would say, yes, go after that goal, or support your dreams, that you would go. And then what would they have? Who would they have to do the work that you do? Nobody does it right now except for you. That's what you're upset about. You're like, I'm the only one that freaking does all this. Yeah, that's the point. So you need to do something about that. Because this person is not respecting you. You have the world. You have the world in your hands, and honestly, you're coming, honestly, into this whole vibe kind of like with vengeance, I'm not gonna lie. And I understand. Yeah, look at you, Scarf, like taking over the world. You're like, I'm not working on this anymore. I'm done. And, jeez, what the fuck? They fucking kill you. They keep coming for you, dude. They're coming again. They're gonna come again. Well, I got you. I got you. You know what? Hit me up. You tell me what they're doing. Straight up, dude. Tell me what they're doing. We'll figure it out. I'm not even kidding you. Your bright energy and color uplifts you. You might find that the sunset is very beautiful, I just heard. And you need to be, yeah, oh, that's cute. Look, there's kind of like a radiant sky thing. Some of you guys might be able to see the northern lights, or have seen the northern lights recently. If that's you, I feel like that's talking to you directly too. You are your greatest gift and your bright energy. Your life's journey is your masterpiece. It is. It is. Like, so many times we follow the path of another person. I was just saying that in the last thing. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. And you know what? I learned this at a very young age. I learned it from my mom. With respect to my mom. She was my hard parent. She was really hard on me. In fact, to this day, we're not that close. And I had to actually research it and look it up because it didn't make sense to me what was going on. I didn't understand how my own mom just like seemed like she didn't like really like me. And some of you guys have a parent like that. Some parents don't show their child that they like them because they are just not good at expressing it. But some parents go through things that make them feel like they weren't loved, and so they don't give you the love that you deserve for two different reasons. Some people don't know how to do it, and then some people think that you don't deserve it because they didn't get it, so why the fuck should you fucking deserve it? And that's not okay. It's not okay that people do that, because you do deserve it. Some people, just get themselves in situations and they feel like they gotta express themselves in ways that are not necessary. And if you are struggling with a parent, sneaky behavior, dude. Sneaky behavior. Fuck. Dude. I swear to Bob, this is our... Yeah, they're coming for your money. They want your fucking money. They always want your money, do they not? You can't do anything and get ahead without these people. Yeah. You're done. You're like, I'm not listening to any more of your dumbass options. You're not. The 4 comes in the reverse, like, this is somebody like, hey, can you do this? Or, hey, what about this? Take this idea. Take this advice. No, you're like, I don't want to fucking listen to what you're saying anymore. I don't want to help you do whatever you're doing anymore. I don't want to go do the yard work. I don't want to clean the house. I don't want to do none of it. I don't. Like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it because you don't appreciate me. You never say thank you. And I don't want nothing to do with it anymore. That's what you're feeling like. Options. And you're hurt too. And you're like, I don't even know. At this point, I don't really care what I'm doing. I just got to do something different. You're like, I cannot keep returning to this environment anymore. You're like, that's all I do know. You're like, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know how you feel. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I don't know much. But what I do know is that I can't take any more of this. Sun in the reverse. Yeah, this whole thing is... And that's Leo card, by the way. My mom's a Leo. And these are dark-hearted people. These are people that went through circumstances and they ended up angry and they treated other people like shit over it. And to this day, we haven't heard a damn word about it. All we keep hearing is how we were the fuck up since the day we were born. I was even told I was switched at birth. I wasn't even really my mom's kid. 3 of Cups in the reverse. Work celebration. Didn't work out. You're not even fighting it anymore. You're not even manifesting it anymore. You're legit going into the Fool. And looks like your partner, honestly, maybe isn't even going to fight it anymore either. For some of you, you have a partner that is happy to see you go. And you didn't know that would be the outcome. And this might actually take you into the tower. It's weird when you are certain that you're the one leaving, and then they turn around and they say farewell, and they're fine with it. You don't know. It's a complete twist. And it actually, for the ego, makes an ego stay. Oh, really? What the fuck? Well, where the hell are you? Who you been? What do you mean, go? All of a sudden, you thinking you're the shit. You're not shit, all of a sudden, because now you want to know who the fuck they're seeing. What do you mean? Like, what are you talking about? Like, you thought they were so damn obsessed with you that you had to leave. So the fact that you just realized at this moment the person that you have so obsessed with you doesn't even give 2 shits if you're leaving is very, very disturbing to your ego. Because I don't think you realize that it was the love that this person gave you, or that they were given, that made them feel as good as they did. It's you that built these people up, and I know how that can be. I watched Edward do it. I watched them all do it. They all left eventually, and every one of them, everyone calls me, and we talk, and they will at least admit that they that we can probably never be together because I'm too feisty, which is fine because I'm not gonna submit to somebody if they can't even handle it. But I'll still be friends with anybody. But some of you guys, that might be what's going on. So tired. Access your gifts in the reverse. You need to accept who you really are. And for some of you guys, you don't know who that person is. It's taken me all these years, 35 years really, to embrace things. And it's taken me several deaths. My sister, my baby daddy, my dad, and my boss. And each time I handled it different. My sister's death really screwed me up a lot. And so did Martin's, but my dad's and my sister's were different for me. But every time you go through something, you're going to handle it a little bit different than you did the time before. I did. You know, I knew that with my sister, I was 14, and she got in a car accident from drinking and driving. Her and her boyfriend were driving down a gravel road, and she wasn't buckled up. And they were driving too fast, and they slid off the gravel and hit a rock. And it flipped the car once, and she ended up hitting the windshield, and it rolled again. She flew out of the windshield, and it rolled half another time, and it just landed right on top of her to suffocate her. She didn't have any broken bones, or it was pure suffocation that she died. I was never mad at her boyfriend because it could have been any of us, to be honest. We all are out having a good time, and next thing you know, somebody's dead from drinking and driving and crashing your car, you know. She was only 18. She had just graduated high school, and I was 14. It really fucked me up, and I didn't end up pursuing the things that I planned on after school. I ended up getting pregnant and stuff, and got on drugs, and it was just pretty messed up. But I remember on the night that the cops came, they needed to identify her, and they knocked on the door of the trailer that my mom was too stubborn to freaking move out of. But I remember that night. It was 10 p.m. and there was 2 cops at the door. And I remember watching my mom open it, and they asked her if she recognized this person or she knew this person, and asked to see a picture to confirm it was that person. And when they did confirm that it was Kenzie that had died, my mom just started screaming and crying. She walked all the way from the living room backwards into the pantry and the kitchen and just screamed, "No, no, no," over and over. And I remember in that moment that I went from being the middle child to the oldest child. And I didn't know exactly what that meant, but what I knew is that I was actually in charge of the house at that moment. My mom was in the pantry crying, and I had 2 little siblings, and my big sibling was passed away now. And we didn't have a dad. And I remember the next day I didn't know what to do. I was a straight A student, and I didn't know what to do. So I went to school. I did what I knew to do, and ever since then I've just been working ever since, through all my problems. But I went to school the next day, and I remember Jason Ray seeing me crying in the hallway. I think I was 8th grade, 9th grade. I was 13 actually when we just turned 14. It was really young, and I remember Jason Ray seeing me crying, and he made fun of me because I was crying. And I don't know if we said anything to him or not, but I do remember in that moment thinking, we really don't know what people are crying over when we make fun of them. I remember that. I was a big bully in school before my sister died. I was part of the mean girls group and treated everybody really poorly. I didn't use drugs. I was going to be a lawyer, and I had all these really specific plans. And I was asked if I wanted to go see her before she was cremated, and I felt like I needed to say goodbye to my sister. So I went after I got out of school that day, and I wanted to be alone with her, and when my mom left the room and shut the door with just me and my sister, I did what I do with every person that I've seen dead, and I just stood there and just kind of examined the way that everything looked. And I remember everything. I remember that they just had her on a metal bed and under a piece of plastic, and she had one shoe off, and she had a little bit of blood right there in her hair from where she hit the windshield. And I remember standing there thinking she just should jump up any minute and just tell me she was choking. Felt like 5 minutes had passed, and I just took it all in, in that moment that my sister was dead. And I couldn't get the image of her out of my mind for years after that. I'd wake up in the night and see Kinsey like that. Her name was Kinsey. I remember on the third day after she died, I had been crying in my room. And I wiped all the tears away, and I said, crying was a waste of time. She's not coming back anyway. And I wiped the tears away, and I refused to cry about it ever again. And I don't really know how often I really did after that. I do remember one time I got real sad, and I missed my sister so much. And we had this big property, and so I drove the four-wheeler down to the bottom half of the property. And I climbed to the roof of the cooling shed, to the top of the tree, and I hid. And I cried. And I was with my son's dad at the time. His name was Tori. We didn't have Skylar yet. We were just two teens. And he found me on this roof somehow. And he just sat up there with me. And he let me cry. And I don't really remember any time crying after that. About it, to be honest. And some of you guys might feel like that too, I was born on Kinsey's 4th birthday, and I do know what it feels like to lose everything. I've lost it all. I've never had anything. We were trying to build a very dysfunctional family up when it was a whole. We couldn't make it work with that. My dad's dead now. And Kinsey's dead now. And my baby dad's dead now. And the truth is, guys, is like, we just got to do the best that we can each day with each other while we have it. I don't feel confused as to why my sister's passed. Kinsey was such a beautiful person. She was so pure and sweet, and she just read books. She was so kind, and she was the person in the family that everybody went to whenever they had anything going on, and she was just listen. She was beautiful. But, when she did pass away, she had written in her journals a lot about what she was feeling that she never shared. She was sad. She said that she hated listening to the family fighting all of the time. She talked about different things that happened. that she never told anybody. And she had at least fallen in love with Darren, you know, before she passed away. Because she never dated in high school. She was a virgin all the way till after 18. My sister was a pure angel. And I always thought to myself, even in my teens when she died, why God would choose, you know, how does he choose? And I thought it must be when you get as beautiful as she was, because sometimes, you know, I wonder, like, if we were to actually figure life out, maybe that's the end, you know? Maybe our goal is to actually suffer until we get it right, and then we can make it to heaven. Some people, you know, the best ones, they were already amazing, and you're like, why would they be the one to be taken? Because they're ready for heaven. Because they're down here already as our angels to show us an example of how to get where they are and where we need to be.